Have you ever noticed that sometimes our daily schedule, we start with the best of intentions? I'm going to do this type of thing to improve myself. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to get up in the morning early. I'm going to get this type of thing done at work that's really important. But then the reality sets in, and at the end of the day, we look back and say, really, I didn't get any of those things done, or very few, and other people and other events controlled my entire day. Well, I'm going to talk to you today about an idea called AM and PM Bookends that's going to help you at least control part of your day and get more done and have more peace about the things that you do. And we're getting started right now. Welcome to a new episode of a new series I'm starting called Big Ideas in a Short Time. My name is Chad Carson. You can also call me Coach. And this is a show all about investing in real estate, achieving financial independence, and doing more of what matters. If you're brand new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future episodes. Today's idea, AM and PM Bookends, actually comes from a book, a really good book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. So check that out if you want more ideas like this. The thing Darren Hardy acknowledged, which really resonated with me, was that all of us experience these days where other people, other events tend to control what we intended to do. We start off wanting to do these things, and then life happens, and it doesn't always work out that way. But he pointed out that if you look at your day and the whole period of your day, there are actually times when you have a little bit more control, where on a consistent basis, you can control things, your schedule more. That happens to be the AM and the PM. So first thing in the morning and the very end of the day before you go to bed. Now this might be 5 minutes. If you're just super busy and out of control right now with just other things are happening, or it might be an hour. As you get, my goal at least is to have more and more of these bookends getting bigger and bigger, so that over time my time and my day is more and more in my control. And that's over time that has happened for me, and financial independence has actually been a big part of that, because money, other people controlling your time and you having to trade hours for dollars tends to magnify this issue. But no matter where you are, that this is a reality. And so the goal here, the habit, which I love thinking about habits, what can you do here to kind of institute a regular ritual in your life that's productive and helpful for you, is to start having an AM and PM bookend that works for you. And so that's my question for you. If you could control the 5 minutes, the 20 minutes, the hour at the beginning and the end of your day, what types of activities would you do that would enrich you, that would make you have a better day, that would get your day off to a good start? And what kind of things would you not do first thing in the morning? Now, this is a little just kind of pet peeve of mine, but it's something I don't like to do. If you blow up your head, your mind with negative information, with news, like even if the news is important, I know some people like to start their day that way, but are hearing about a mass shooting somewhere first thing in the morning, right when you wake up, is that the necessary thing? Is that the thing that you want to kind of transition your way from sleep into the day? Or is there another activity you could do first before you bombard yourself with that kind of information? So that's just a question for you to think about. And the same with the end of the day is getting the same kind of information, looking at social media, doing all these things right before you go to bed, staring at your cell phone, going to be the best way to help you sleep and transition into sleep? Or is there something else you can do? So I'm going to share just a little bit about some of mine. This doesn't mean you need to do anything like I do, but I've been trying to work on AM routines. And for AM, I like to wake up, and on a typical day, which no day is exactly typical, but I typically wake up and try to have at least like a 5-minute meditation. I'm going to run out of room there. So meditation is very simple for me. Sit there and listen to my breath. Sometimes I put some music on. It's just a calming, centering thing. If you're not into meditation, just sit somewhere calmly, quietly, have some quiet time, just to let your mind transition from sleep into the day. I found that is a very effective way to sort of train your brain to calm down. I like to then do some kind of reading of quotes, or sometimes memorizing quotes or poetry that's really inspiring. Something, just get some of the best thinking or the best poetry, the best words into your head early on. So a quote or poetry, and I save these, and then I read them and try to memorize them later on. That's something I've been onto lately. And then I do a little 5-minute goal review. So I'll write down, my biggest goal, what are some of the big picture vision kind of things I want to have, what kind of person do I want to be. Sometimes I write down my values, things that are important to me. Then I write down maybe like the big 5-year goals that I'm really trying to push towards. For example, I have some with my family, trying to have our family be kind of the priority and have it be a value-centered family and spend a lot of time together and have positive influence on my kids. So I'll write those kind of things down, write some of my monetary goals, certain amount of passive income, have a goal to give away $1 million, probably the first time I've said that on a video. So I've been working on my own financial independence, but I'd like to use the money I earn. Coach Carson, I give away half the profits from anything I make here through courses or anything else. And so I write these goals down. I kind of keep them in mind daily. And then I transition into what do I need to accomplish this year? Are there any daily things I want to make sure I do today? So just going over kind of from the big picture to the daily things. And I find that routine of doing that to be really nice just for my mind. And then I try to do some kind of stretching, something physical right when I wake up as well. I'm not sure if you can read that well, but that can take anywhere. If I have a really busy morning, I'll try to do a minute meditation and 30 seconds of reading that, 30 to 60 seconds of the goals. I can get that done in 5 minutes. If I can't give myself 5 minutes and for my AM bookend, something is wrong. I can get up 5 minutes early and no matter what and get that done. So I get my mind, get my body, get some good kind of information into my head. I also, if possible, we usually get our kids to school after that and kind of have some things like that, but then exercise before I get into other things. So exercise is one of my top priorities. And so getting that in early in the day all goes into my AM kind of first bookend. For me, the PM bookend is, and this is a struggle for me, I'll admit it up front, but I try to have something called a 10:30 digital sunset. So I turn, and I give myself a little bit of grace period, 15 minutes, which I usually go up to 10:45. When I'm not looking at the computer, I'm not looking at my cell phone, no kind of internet connection. I can read books, but I try not to read like the most, business oriented or, hey, this is gonna get me excited, something I can do. Maybe it's fiction, maybe it's just an interesting topic. I do some reading, some calming down. Sometimes I do a gratitude journal. I really like to do that. So I just real simple, write down 5 things that I'm grateful for that day and just consistently write that down. So that's really nice to kind of remind you of what's been good. And sometimes that's just for that day, things that happened today that I'm grateful for, that I'm happy about. And sometimes those are challenges that I responded to a challenge that was good. So it's reflective. It's no digital things, and then just some reading, maybe just talking to my wife, kind of calming down, so that my goal is that eventually, by 11:30, I can have lights out and try to get 7 hours of sleep. So sleep has been a big issue for me. Maybe it's an issue for you, where I was getting 5 and 6 hours of sleep for a while and getting really busy with things. And this digital sunset and having this sort of PM bookend has really helped me to more consistently get 7+ hours of sleep. Still a struggle, as I've said, but the AM and PM bookend ideas from Darren Hardy have been awesome. And I've tried to expand that, I'll close with this, into my work as well. So I try to do deep work. And for me these days with making podcasts and this video, this is about 9:30, 10 in the morning when I'm doing this. So I try to do these things that are not urgent. Nobody's gonna knock my door down if I don't make this video for you, but it's important to me and I wanna get it done. Sometimes that's reading, sometimes for my real estate business, that's doing bookkeeping or thinking about something strategic that doesn't have to happen, but it needs to happen. It's really important. So I try to do that deep work in the first thing in the morning for an hour or two. And I'll really push back against somebody scheduling my time, making me have an appointment at 8 or 9 or 10 in the morning. That's my time. That's my deep work time. And if possible, at least for 15 minutes, I like to have kind of a wrap up, kind of quiet wrap up of my day, get my desk organized, put things away, tidy up the work so that at the end I can kind of transition into the other stuff, family stuff, and going to bed and having all that happen at the end of the day. So this is fluid. This is going to change for you, but I hope this idea of AM and PM bookends can be helpful for you, that you can apply to your life as well. If you like this episode or the other episodes of the show, there are a few different things you can do to help support me and to keep more episodes coming. The first is to hit that subscribe button. When you hit subscribe, it lets you know of all the future episodes. It also lets me know that there's other people out there who want to hear more. So it kind of encourages me to keep going. Number 2, if you're listening to this on the podcast, is to give an honest review. When you give us a review on Apple Podcasts or whatever your favorite podcast player is, that's very helpful. People read those reviews and helps us spread the word and get these episodes into more people's inboxes. The third thing you can do is to get my free real estate investing toolkit, which you get when you sign up for my email newsletter. You can go to coachcarson.com/newsletter or text to the number 33777. Just text the word coach. In either case, you get my free toolkit, which includes practical things like I have my closing checklist with all the different steps and things that you don't want to forget when you're buying a property. You get my deal worksheet that has the formulas I use to analyze a deal, all the questions I've asked when I'm negotiating. You can just borrow that. I have to reinvent the wheel on that. And then other goodies that'll help you in your journey to financial independence. You can get all that at coachcarson.com/newsletter or just send a text to 33777 and type the word coach. So thank you so much for being here. My name is Chad Carson. You can always call me Coach. And this is a show all about investing in real estate so you can achieve financial independence and do more of what matters. See you next time.